Today's podcast is brought to you by Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor, well, let me explain. It's the easiest way to make a podcast. It's free. It has creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor distributes your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many other platforms. You don't even have to think about it. You just load up your podcast, you drop it in, you tweak it, you add ads. You can make money from your podcast. There's no minimum listenership either. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. Club Cool puts the podcast out on Anchor. So do all the other Wash Media podcasts. And we've done this from other platforms. Nothing is as seamless or pretty or easy or just, perfect for putting out a podcast. So check out Anchor. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Welcome to the club.
Hey everybody, welcome back for another edition of the Club Cool podcast. I am your host, Barrett Dudley, and I'm here in the Wash Media Studios, aka The Lodge, joined by Monsieur Phil Battaglia. That's you. I heard you just became a sommelier.
Correct.
That's why I did the
now
French.
I'm fluent in French.
Yeah, now it just comes with the thing.
Yeah.
You got to pass the test. You got to say things smell like tennis balls.
Yeah.
You know French now.
Yeah.
And it's like a whole big thing. So congratulations
Thanks, man. Appreciate
on that.
Thank you.
No, we're back. Special Friday edition episode. We're getting very close to Halloween. We got that on the docket. A couple things to start off. By the way, your uniform tee is just looking really good. I still can't believe I didn't get that color. It's
I'm about to re-up too. By the way.
Yeah. That's some good shit right
Back in
there.
stock.
Shouts to the guys at Uniform, man. They keep crushing it. Got some new stuff coming from them too. Flannels, denim, whole kit and caboodle. We got to get Pat back on here to tell us a little bit about that. Man, we got some fun sponsors today too.
Yeah.
Some stuff I'm very into. If you're watching on youtube.com/washmedia, you get a little early preview. I'm not going to say what it is yet. You're just going to have to wait.
Smart.
But I did want to just mention here up top, if I'm off a little bit today, if I can't say somebody's name or pronounce a word such as sommelier, which thank God I just got a tutorial on that because I was out here saying sommelier.
What is it?
Sommelier.
See, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I'm not the best with pronunciation.
Well, that's because in my indoor soccer game last night, I got elbowed hard in the nose.
This is what I'm talking about. Why are you doing this?
I got elbowed real hard. It knocked me to the ground. I had the tinglies, kind of blurry vision for a minute. And then but of course I did not leave the field because I'm an absolute soldier out there.
You didn't try and pop up and get in somebody's face.
No, I did not. It was a woman that caught me with the elbow, but she, it was one of those it was basketball style where you're in where you're jostling in the paint and somebody makes a quick spin and just catches you with one. Anyway, 5 minutes later, I'm running around on the pitch and I just my nose is feeling runny. And I'm bleeding.
Oh.
So, but I don't want them to take me off or just be like, "Hey, that guy's bleeding. That guy's bleeding out there." So I'm just dabbing it with my shirt. I came home and hadn't been in a mirror since playing, and Laura was like, "Oh my God,
what are you
have
doing?
blood running down your chin." So I was looking like a hyper competitive madman out there. We lost again. I can't take it. We've only won one game, so we're 1-4, 1-5. Yeah. This is really tough for me. It's been a while since I've been out in the intramural or sporting arena.
Are these teams just really, really good?
It makes me irate going out there and losing. I'm not good at handling this.
You need to fight somebody.
It's not. I don't want to throw my own team under the bus here, but allow me to throw them under the bus here.
Not your fault, of course.
We just need a little coaching. I think we're having an issue with staying back on defense. Our players that are playing up front are staying up front. No, even if all 5 of their guys run back, they're not coming back enough.
Yeah.
So it's leaving us in these, down a man situations where they're scoring and then doing a better job of hustling back on D. You know what I mean?
Sounds like you need to speak up, Barrett, and
but then I'm being, it's a lose-lose.
Yeah.
Then I'm the dick out there that's taking this way too seriously. It's supposed to be a fun thing.
Right. It goes from like a team building thing to Barrett, the over-competitive guy.
Yes. Yeah. So this is just it's crazy. We got a party tonight. Howler does, by the way. Any Austin people listening, it'll probably be too late by the time you tune into this. But
come anyway.
Central Machine Works, a little, Dead Eyes playing. There's a light show. It's a whole thing.
Wow.
And like I said, am I worried about getting too drunk at this thing? Absolutely not. Am I worried about being too competitive on the football pitch? I definitely. So it's just we all have our vices, Phil.
Yeah.
Hey, did you hear about this? Did you see Bill Clinton rocking some Aimé Leon Dore?
I didn't, but I was made aware by your rundown earlier.
Yeah, he was wearing one of their sweaters, their knit sweaters with the big picture graphic. This is the breakfast sweater. He got home from the hospital.
He does not look good.
He does not. No, but he did.
But he's dressing.
He's really dressing out there. Look at this background. He's just out. He's just a woodsman, man. Hanging out with his Molina breakfast sweater.
Huh.
That's the bottom of that sweater has like a plate with eggs on it.
Does it really?
Yeah. Now you might be wondering how on earth does Billy C get his hands on an Aimé Leon Dore sweater?
Mm-hmm.
Well, as it turns out, he has a nephew that's a model with IMG and maybe worked at Kith, because in 2018 he made an appearance at Kith just to do a little check in on the nephew, do a little shopping. Here he is inside the store. And you know what he copped? A little pair of $800 acronym trousers.
Those don't look like they're going to fit.
No big deal. He said the story goes that he saw these pants. I think somebody was wearing them or trying them on, and he was like, I like those.
Yeah.
And it's like, and he snatched them up, and he was like, they're waterproof. I'm going to golf in them.
Great.
So he's out there in like the highest end of all Gorpcore acronym trousers out there on the links, probably with like, I just imagine he's got like a size XL Masters polo tucked into his acronym.
I'd love to see it.
Articulated knee, waterproof, parkour trousers.
Speaking of, I saw that Ronnie Feig.
Yes. Yeah.
Posted that Kith's doing a collab with BMW.
Yeah.
That Kith is like supreme in that they will collab with anything.
They have reached that point where they will just collab with anybody, and it is like I mean, look, is with the car stuff, that seems to be a burgeoning trend here. Obviously, ALD has done 2 different Porsches, but I really that felt very cool because they were taking one car,
right,
restoring and customizing the shit out of it to fit with their vibe and aesthetic and the collection and all that, and then building a campaign around it. I think you can actually buy a Kith BMW M4 if you want.
It's like a trim package.
What you sent me, was like the first Kith M4 has just touched down in London town or wherever.
I mean, when is Will DeFreeze going to get his? He's boys with Ronnie.
That is true. I've heard that they've been DMing with each other. Yeah.
Just give him the address where to ship it.
I mean, hell yeah. Start a nice little fleet. So I think I prefer the way that Teddy and ALD have approached this car collaboration thing. Kith has done a BMW clothing collection as well, and it just didn't hit the same.
Kith never does
everything they do, like Supreme, just feels like they just slap the 2 logos on there.
Yeah.
And then they're like, here you go.
Like Coca-Cola.
Right. And it's just the Coca-Cola logo on and the Kith logo on a pair of Converse. It's very, I don't totally get it. But speaking of the Kith collaborations, I actually don't own anything from Kith either. I do, I check in, I see what they're doing. I was very, very close to buying Curb Your Enthusiasm Kith t-shirt.
I haven't seen that.
It's, I just described what it was. It's some of the Curb logos.
And then Kith made it.
And then Kith made it.
Okay.
And they're like, there's some coffee mugs and there's some stuff with quotes on it, like the pretty good, that type of stuff. And I had it in the cart, and like I'm sure it's a quality T-shirt, but it was like $80 and then tax and then $12 for shipping. So it's all coming out to like $100, and I just do I need a
no, you don't.
Do I need $100 Curb Your Enthusiasm T-shirt?
Nah,
not really, right?
I have a Kith hoodie. It's nice.
So
I still wear it.
I passed on it. I'm still thinking about it. If I can find one for like, maybe one slips onto Grailed, somebody it didn't fit somebody and they got to take a little loss on it or something like that. Like I'd scoop it up. But you know me, the tax and the shipping, just you know how I feel about tax, Phil.
Yeah, you don't pay taxes.
I pay my taxes.
No, right.
Yeah, I do it by the book, straight up, pay it in full. No extensions for me.
Yeah,
unless it's a Texas granted extension because we have an apocalyptic winter storm. I'll take that one. But no, I don't. I hate the taxes.
Yeah.
It ruins it. Guess who's charging tax? Speaking of, you check out on Aimé to Texas now, you getting taxed. That just kicked in, and now everything is like 10% more expensive. It's not good.
Not good.
I do not like these new, these states. They just want theirs, and it's not cool, man.
You know what you should do?
Write a letter.
Join a militia. Those guys that are like sovereign citizens.
Yeah,
They don't even adhere to anything.
I'm just
that
gonna
way you won't have to fuck with it.
Maybe I'll just start. I'm just gonna start like emailing, Texas and being like with like reimbursement requests.
There you go. Nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Let me know how that goes.
But yeah. So we're getting taxed out here. How did we get onto tax?
Curb by way of
Curb. Yes. Yeah. I would love a Curb Your Enthusiasm T-shirt. I love the show. It's fun. It's fun to wear things that like say something about your personality. I just couldn't do $100 Curb T-shirt. Like that seems like something that the HBO Max merch shop should have for $35.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Larry only wants the nicest merch out there.
Yeah. I also just didn't like. Why is that a collaboration? Why is Curb Your Enthusiasm and Kith a collaboration?
Yeah.
At least like BMW maybe like fits the lifestyle.
That's what I'm saying. Just like Supreme, they'll collab with
the Kith man,
Roadcaster.
Yeah. Now that'd be a hot collab. It sure would be. Okay, so further on today's podcast, what do we got to talk about? We got some smart casual, business casual talk that's going to tie into a visit I made to SuitSupply and a little domain shopping trip I had that I want to touch on. And then we're going to we'll do a little Halloween costume talk as well. But first, let's take a break and hear from one of today's sponsors. Are your thoughts running in endless circles in your mind? With the stresses of this last year, it's more important than ever to practice living healthier and happier lives. So what if a few minutes was all it took to change your relationship with stress and anxiety, transforming your life for the better? Well, that's the power of meditation with Headspace. Our thoughts can be confusing enough. Meditation doesn't have to be. Headspace is your convenient dose of meditation, mindfulness, and sleep exercises to relieve stress and anxiety and help you get a good night's sleep, all in one app, making it easy to catch your breath and make time for your mental health. And Headspace is one of the most science-backed meditation apps in the world, proving that meditation works. A study proves in just 2 weeks, Headspace can reduce your stress by 14%. What I've been doing with Headspace recently, speaking of those thoughts kind of running through your head, when does it always seem to happen?
When you're going to bed.
When you're going to bed. Yeah. So started trying the sleep podcasts and the sleep sounds, essentially.
Yes.
So going with a lot of water sounds recently. I'm a rain over waves guy.
You are.
Yeah.
Can you get like the repetitive wave?
You can, but then every time that wave comes up, I'm like, oh my God, what's that wave?
Yeah.
I need like the constant drip of the rain. But whatever floats your boat, there's a bunch of different ones. You can even try the podcast where somebody basically just like reads to you in the most soothing voice possible for 30 minutes and just lulls your ass right to sleep.
Wow.
And then Laura's been using the 3-minute meditation apps.
Yes.
She's dealing with a little anxiety, a little stress, just right there on the couch. I'm in there cleaning the kitchen or whatever.
Yeah. She
gets in a 3-minute meditation.
Good.
So the Headspace app is being highly used,
Yes.
highly taken advantage of in the household. And I mean, it's like we're saying, shit can change your life. So it's very, very, very helpful. Strongly suggest giving it a try. You can find some Headspace at headspace.com/clubcool, where you will get 1 month free of their entire meditation library. This is the best Headspace offer available. So go to headspace.com/clubcool today. And even if you're not like, you don't need the meditations per se, there's so much else on the app, like I mentioned, with the sleep stuff, and there's exercise, and there's music, and you will find something that can kind of help you just feel a little bit more calm and a little bit more controlled, and just and improve that mental health that's so important these days. So once again, best offer available. Go to headspace.com/clubcool and get 1 month free of their entire meditation library. Okay, Phil. You've got some news here that relates to a little change in your wardrobe as potentially.
Yeah, I'm going business cash.
You're going business cash.
I've accepted a position as a wine sales guy.
Okay. That's the official title,
wine
right?
Sales
wine
guy.
sales
That
guy
goes
is
on
what
the
it says on
business
your
card.
business card. Yep. Got it.
So I'll be out there doing what I love, aside from this, and real estate.
Are you just going to do all three? Can you fit all three in the bag?
Real estate's going to have to take a back seat.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll keep the license, but I'm going all in on the Vino. So
Okay.
I need some serious help. I mean, we've talked about this previously. It's so hard, business cash.
It's very, very difficult. It is one of, and I can't tell you how many times like people have reached out and basically been, asked some version of the question, like, what am I supposed to do with business casual? How can I make it look good? What can I do to differentiate? Like, how can I be interesting within the parameters of business casual? And it's always a difficult question to answer. Yeah. I mean, honestly, we run through the kind of the same list of like stores pretty regularly to answer lots of different questions. Bonobos, J. Crew, Banana Republic, that type of thing. I think those places are great for staples.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, I don't know, man. I went to this wedding this past weekend, and first time I like busted out the suit section of my closet in quite some time. Dress shirts and kind of like sport casual shirts, button downs, that type of thing. My suits. And man, I hated all of it.
Me too.
I really hated all of it.
Everything.
And it's, I think more than any other section of your closet, of your wardrobe, like if you avoid it for a long time and then you go back to it, it's like a 90% chance you're going to hate it.
I hate it.
And we've talked, I mean, a few years ago we were talking about the same thing where like our suits weren't slim enough and we were hitting up Topman or J. Crew or wherever. And like now I'm like putting on these suits, and maybe it's COVID weight, maybe it's age, but I'm like, my shit's too small now. But it also just feels, these suiting trends, man, they like, it's paradoxical, but they stay the same for a while, but then they also change. And it's just, I don't know, man. It's really tough to figure out what to do. But I think that a big piece of this is that like I said, your body changes as well with age, with time, with diet, with exercise, like with having kids or taking a new job, less time to work out, like the whole thing. Like your body can change, and it can change rapidly, especially as you get a little bit older. And, I ended up wearing like my navy J. Crew suit to the wedding, and the pants are a little big on me right now, but I hate wearing a belt with a suit. And so like I just dealt with like pants that were a little too big all night.
Ooh.
And it was I should have worn the belt. I should have just bitten the bullet and worn the belt.
Yeah. You had your hands in your pockets the whole time, like pulling them up?
They're not that bad, but I was like kind of retucking the shirt and pulling up the pants a little bit, and then I'd hit the dance floor, and then they'd, it'd get all messed up again. And so that essentially brought me to like what is my current best advice, which is to get stuff that fits you perfectly and exactly like you want it to right now.
Yeah.
And maybe you won't like it in 4 years, or maybe it won't fit you in 4 years. But like that is the most important thing for me when I'm getting dressed for something that calls for business casual or for semi-formal or formal wear. Is like, I just want the stuff to fit me really well. I want to button up my pants and have them fit perfectly on my waist and not like scrunch up my shirt too much. And I want the shirt to fit really well in the chest so that the buttons aren't pulling. But when I do, when I cross my arms, the back isn't pulling. And I want the sleeves to not be bunching up at the wrist. You know what I mean? Like everything else is color and all, like the look and like all that is like gravy on top. Like number one is that this stuff fits you really well.
Which is why I'm okay spending the money at the tailor, which is what I just did.
Yeah. And that's and I'm going to get to like my little SuitSupply experience, but Dave Ruff was wearing a made to measure suit at the wedding, looked phenomenal.
From SuitSupply?
No, I think it was from Tom James.
Yeah.
And then, I regularly get emails from places that I've kind of dug into a little bit, but not ever actually shopped, like Proper Cloth and Not Standard. And it's like, absolutely, like I would rather buy 2 shirts at this point that just fit me like a glove, and I'll just wear the shit out of them if I'm, doing like a daily thing like you might have to, rather than buy 6 off the rack that are like not quite there.
Right.
Or like you're saying, if you're going to go off the rack, then take the units down 1 or 2 and then take that money to the tailor.
Right.
So that it does fit you as if it were more made to measure. So you ended up taking stuff to the tailor, and what were you having? Like, were you doing stuff like shortening the sleeves and it's all pants?
All pants. And I panicked because when I got there, we did the fitting and did the waist, had to bring in like the seat on one of these pants, a little bit of length. And then I got home and thought about it. I was like, oh shit, I'm going to be tucking shirts in here. So that, and when I was at the tailor, I didn't take that into consideration. So I called him and told him to take it easy on we'll see what they do though.
Okay.
I have a feeling it's not going to be good.
Yeah, that is tough. Okay. Well, yeah, I don't like, are you going to do button ups?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you have a good handle on your button up situation?
I bought one from J. Crew that I liked. That's a simple, like just nice stripe, white and blue.
Yeah.
J. Crew is their button ups are not great right now. It's all It's like tons of weird, funky patterns, which I don't want to have.
It's still a lot of plaids.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And like, I have a solid white that fits me, but I need more. I need about 3 more.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I really do suggest trying out something like Proper Cloth, because you can, like a white shirt that is cut to your specifications there, I think is like $100.
Right.
So it's really, it's not all that much of a stretch from picking one up from J. Crew or Bonobos, right?
Yeah.
Which are already in the $79, $89 range. And then I want to talk about my SuitSupply visit here now.
Yeah.
Because SuitSupply is a brand that I have recommended, dozens of times to people looking specifically for suits. I know that there's a very wide price range there. You can go in, you can spend $400, you can spend $1,200 on a suit, depending on what you're looking for, how the quality that you want, whether you want fully canvassed or half canvassed or what fabric, wool, linen, cotton, like the whole,
everything.
All those options, they got them. Speaking of the wedding I went to, Dylan and Will, both in SuitSupply suits at the wedding.
Yeah.
So I went there. We have one now at the Domain, and as many times as I've recommended it, I've never actually shopped SuitSupply. Like gone in and bought something for myself. I've knocked around, looked online.
Yeah.
But I went in, and I was getting a shirt first and foremost. That's what I needed. I was like, I don't have a white dress shirt right now that is working for me.
Yeah.
Really nice experience overall. I'm very happy with the shirt I got. It was under $100. It fits me very well. They had lots and lots of options. It's obviously like it feels more European. It feels more Italian than like J. Crew and Bonobos are going to feel. But that's for the first time in a long time, I was like very attracted to that look again.
Yeah.
Like being in SuitSupply and like running your hands through the suits and like trying on white and blue and very classic dress shirts, but with sharp collars and like that are fitting you very well. I was like, yeah, this is still a good look. Like there's a reason, you know, and it really, really got bastardized by Instagram with like dudes that spend 4 hours in the gym every day wearing skin tight versions of this stuff.
Man, like the guys
and like having that is like
on Sunday, like NFL talk shows. They're ex-NFL guys, so they're huge, and they put on these tight suits.
Yes,
it kills me
a little bit. But like the stuff that you'd see on Instagram that was coming from other countries besides the U.S. and then bled into the U.S. a little bit would just be like jacked dudes wearing like with pants on, suit pants on, dress trousers that were like showing every muscle, and then of course cropped 3 inches above the ankle, and then worn with like some dainty loafers, sockless. You know, it's like this very and that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about another thing that kind of picked this back up, and it probably leans more into the British tailoring of it, but like the new James Bond movie, right? You know, like Daniel Craig is super suited and booted in that movie, always looks great. Everybody at the premiere looked great. So man, I was in there and I was thinking two things. One, like this is a good spot if you need to be business casual plus on the reg.
Yeah.
And because I don't know if it's like, it's not chinos and a golf polo business casual.
It's not casual shirts, it's dress shirts.
Yeah. It's more like, you know, it's trousers, slacks, and a dress shirt business casual. And then if you need to get the suit as well, you can. But once again, I'm recommending this as a great place to go and a great place to start for just basics that you can, you know, wear every day if you need to. On top of that, this just really piqued my interest in suits again.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I'm about to sell all my suits after this little after this little experiment, you know, trying on all my suits for the first time in 2 years and being like, this is awful.
Yeah.
This is not good. And like, man, it's one of those things like we just don't get the opportunity to wear them enough. But it's like, but at the same time, you got to have something. I think for me right now, obviously you need a tux. That's one. Then you need one. I think I want one suit that works for all the serious business.
Ah, yes.
You know what I mean? Serious business, interviews, funerals, that type of thing. Like, and then I think you want one like fun, funky suit. And I was looking at like brown and white houndstooth in there, like all sorts of crazy. Pinstripes are in there. Get a little mafioso, Don Corleone.
Double breast?
I love a double breast. That's big in there too right now. And I was restraining myself from just being like, just try one on. Let me just try one on. Let's see what I got going here, you know?
What's this? Do they have like a shit ton of options for sizing?
Yes. Yes. I mean, they carry shorts, regulars, and longs, everything from like a 34 to a 40, whatever, 50 even maybe. And then I think different lines of their suiting fit in different ways. So yes, you got lots of options. And shouts to the customer service there too, man, because the guy that was helping me was dealing with like 3 other people, but was very, very good. You know, was asking a lot of questions. He knew what to show me and what to put me in. So, just another endorsement for SuitSupply and a good place to hunt for like, you know, dressy business casual, I would say.
Succession has also reinvigorated my.
I'm glad you mentioned that. Absolutely,
love of suits. So that also, I've been trying my hardest to track down. Not at this point, it's just principle. I don't even know if I like the shoes. But Roman Roy wears those like sneaker dress shoes. They're like leather, but they look like a Cole Haan, right? Like a Cole Haan, like nice dress shoe, but with the sport.
Yes. Yeah, with the sneaker bottom.
Sneaker bottom.
Yeah, yeah. Or the almost the Nike Free bottom, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I have some of those. They're like Cole Haan Zero.
Yeah, $0,000.
That's not what he has on.
Okay.
But I want to we have to find these shoes. I have to see them.
You got a picture?
No, I can't find anything online. I have to watch the shit and then pause it.
Okay, well, when you pause it, you take a photo
I will.
next time. And
I've even gotten like in on like the bottom of the sole and be like, okay,
we're gonna suss it out.
we're going to. You can find these. I know you can.
Probably. First thing, they are undoubtedly expensive.
Right. Yeah, they're not Cole Haan.
No, they're not Cole Haans.
Yeah.
That's one thing the show does really well. It puts these people in clothes that they would actually be wearing.
Right.
It is all,
Tom Ford,
Brunello Cucinelli,
Yeah,
like
that's probably what it is.
is a like all the stuff that they would actually be wearing is what they're wearing.
Yeah, but it was just shocking to me when I type in like Google Roman Roy sneakers from Succession or something, of various combinations of these searches. Nothing. It all brings up Kendall. They're obsessed with Kendall's look.
Yeah.
Which is great, but
yeah, Kendall gets more. I feel like we just get more shots of his clothes.
Yeah.
Right. Like he's in those full body frames and that type of stuff.
Yeah.
More often than Roman is.
It's a great show.
But now I got to keep my eye out.
I know.
For,
I want you. This was previous season, so I've only seen,
Okay.
We'll see what he has this season.
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody was wearing Cole Haan like 0 grands in Only Murders in the Building on Hulu.
What the fuck is that?
That is a comedy thriller mystery show, kind of based on kind of satirizing our obsession with true crime.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It felt like it was like about 4 years too late.
Yeah.
To be perfectly honest, like the general concept of it, but it was enjoyable. It's Martin Short and Steve Martin, like
great.
doing
Yeah.
buddy comedy with Selena Gomez like as the straight man.
They talked about that on Stern.
Okay, yeah. It was enjoyable. We just wrapped it up, and I would recommend it. It's not the best thing I've ever watched.
Sure.
I know we're getting on a tangent here, but have you watched the Big Hair Lady HBO documentary?
It's in my notes. That's my Halloween costume.
Okay, we'll save it.
Yeah.
Any other questions or
I have a lot of
topics
questions.
you wanted to ask about to ask our the cool kids out there about the biz
well,
cash?
here, let's just so what I did do is I'm trying to find, we talked about this last time, Axel Arigato shoes. So pushed those aside and went with Greats.
Okay.
Ordered some. They should be here this weekend.
Okay.
Which, by the way, I think they're Marc Jacobs.
It's a collabo?
No, I think, hold on, that's totally wrong. They're owned by a company. Let's open up the little shop app.
Let me ask you this while you're looking at your shop app.
Mm-hmm.
You've tried the Vejas, you've tried the Greats.
I haven't tried the Greats. They haven't arrived.
Well, I know,
Right,
but that's your next attempt.
Yes.
Are you avoiding spending Common Projects money? Because
I don't
isn't
like
that
Common Projects.
you don't
that
like
much.
Common
No,
Projects?
No.
Okay.
I think they're too rigid looking for. I would have to break those in just like the Vejas.
Okay.
Steve Madden, sorry.
Steve Madden owns Greats now. Yeah.
What I say, Marc Jacobs?
Marc Jacobs. You were close.
Anyway, they're like a cement color, leather, kind of a canvasy look.
Yeah.
I figured they would work.
Leather with a canvas look.
What you know what I mean? Like worn in.
Yeah. Okay.
And we'll see. They'll
All right.
probably go back. I'm not gonna make that same mistake that I did with the Vejas. Did the 3 outfit look.
Yeah.
Still kept them.
Still kept them.
They're at Goodwill.
Well, this is a good segue because your business casual does get easier as the weather cools down because it opens up the door for crew neck sweaters, which we love. We talk about often. You can get a little bit more casual with like black or dark denim, which still looks very put together when the weather cools down. You can do the sneaker thing, so it all opens up a little bit more. I feel like you can do cool vests or chore jackets or sport. Like it all gets a little bit easier than when it's
Definitely
95 or 88 like it is today, October 22nd. But a buddy of ours, he had to go to something, the F1 race here in Austin.
had to go.
Where he was invited to a luxury corporate event suite thing, right? Is that the best way to describe it? And he was directed to wear smart casual.
Yes.
Which again, Don't really know what that is at this point. Also weird because it's a sporting event and it's hot. So like I don't,
Not in that box, baby.
I guess not in that box.
No.
That's the thing. If you're only going to be in like air conditioned, hanging out on leather sofas and
Yes.
sipping martinis, then you can get away with
Yes.
pants probably at this thing.
Yeah.
But that's like I feel like smart casual when the weather's nice is exactly what I just described.
Yeah.
It's like a nice sweater, as fun or as funky as you want. Pants, nice jeans, black jeans,
Mm-hmm.
good pants, and then you can go crazy on the bottom. Loafers, nice sneakers, boots, whatever you want.
And this is Austin. It's not like Monaco.
Right.
Right?
So
Like-
you're not expected to be in the,
Yeah, and the double breast.
double-breasted three-piece
Yeah.
cotton
So
Tom Ford.
I would imagine that what you just described would be perfect.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go in there with a T-shirt on.
No, I wouldn't either.
You gotta have buttons.
Probably should have buttons
I would.
or a collar, we should say.
Yeah. And then no shorts.
He was mentioning shorts. I don't know if he went shorts or not. Did you talk him out of shorts?
I didn't.
Boys out
they
there
might
today.
kick him out of there. Not smart enough. That's what we call dumb casual.
Yeah.
But at these things, like I picture certain groupings of people, right? So there's going to be in that where they're sitting, more than likely, there's going to be like F1 guy with, he goes to these things regularly. So he's got the Ferrari shirt, the polo with the huge Ferrari emblem.
Yes.
He's got the collar, which will be popped.
Yeah.
He'll have some sort of Ferrari hat,
Uh-huh.
a lanyard,
Uh-huh.
tight skinnies.
Yes.
Some very large, like Rolex or something.
Like a 45 millimeter watch.
Yeah, and a huge set of sunglasses.
Yeah. You're forgetting one thing.
What?
Like Ferragamo
Yeah.
driving loafers.
Yes.
Yeah. that's that guy's there.
He's
for sure.
there. And then for the ladies, I picture every Golden Goose sneaker that's ever been made.
We keep talking about Golden Goose, and I can't stop talking about it because, I'm going to talk about this as well, but I'll just go for it right here. The number of Golden Goose sneakers that Nordstrom is carrying right now in their women's shoe section is just is shocking.
Yeah.
They have, I think, a dozen different pairs
Really?
at the Barton Creek Nordstrom right now. And
For a reason.
they clearly are selling
Yeah.
at $500 a pop.
Right.
Like this is insane now. Like it became such a, and this happens, right? But I feel like usually it's, sometimes it's Uggs, and then other times it's like it is higher end stuff, but usually I feel like when it's higher end stuff, it's like a Gucci or Louis Vuitton purse that every woman and girl seems to need, right?
Mm-hmm.
And right now it's a $500 pair of distressed sneakers from Italy.
Uh-huh.
And I cannot wrap my head around the fact that they are selling out of these things, a dozen different colorways at this price point.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you and I got into this stuff, we were regularly copying for $250?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean that, they were constantly on sale.
Yeah.
And now Nordstrom can carry a whole plethora of them
And sell them at full tilt, baby.
Yeah. Full rate.
It
Full
is
freight.
It is shocking, but not after seeing what we've been seeing out there. It's like,
Well, right. Yeah.
I believe that for sure. And majority of the people buying them are between the ages of 14 and 18.
No, I don't think that's right.
No?
I think that's why they can because if that was the range, they wouldn't be able to have a dozen pairs. That's the thing. The range is 14 to 50, I think.
Yeah, 14. Yeah.
Because you like all the counterpart to F1 dude is like luxury lady
Luxury lady, nice.
who's in there with some distressed jeans,
Uh-huh.
Golden Goose sneakers, and a Gucci belt.
And a Gucci belt and a really expensive bag, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Luxury lady and F1
an
guy.
F1 guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm definitely lots of Golden Goose sneakers out at F1
100%.
this weekend.
Yeah.
Lots. Yeah. I think
It'll be a good time.
you also think there's going to be some Kendall Roys in there?
Oh yeah, for sure. There will be Kendall Roy
You think
knockoffs.
some full suit guys?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Just really wanting to put it out that they are making deals.
That they are involved in some financial way with one of these teams.
Yeah.
Multiple.
Like, oh, I wouldn't have worn my suit, but I got to get back for
we got a meeting.
Got a meeting. Yeah, came straight from a meeting and got to get back for another meeting.
Right.
Meeting with the Sultan.
Right, and then they'll strap on like a Ferrari hat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With the Sultan.
Yeah. But yeah, Biz Cash, Smart Cash. What's it got to do out there
Cash.
these days? Man, Phil, I think it's time to introduce our newest sponsor. And boy, it couldn't have come at a better time. You're getting into the wine game. Well, Club Cool is in the wine game as well. Because today's podcast is brought to you by The Prisoner.
Ah. Now that's a sponsor.
That's a sponsor. I love all of our sponsors equally, but this one, I already drink The Prisoner, man. Like when, you know.
This is great news.
It's very, very good news. And I have such a relationship to this wine already. When I'm back home in Houston for Christmas, we go to a party by an old high school friend put on by an old high school friend. And there's always a guy there. He's a neighbor. And like his thing is that he brings magnums of Prisoner over to the Christmas party.
Nice.
And everybody just has the time of their life because
of course.
We're all drinking on Prisoner.
Yeah.
My mom, she just told me a story about how she went over to a ladies' evening with some friends, and somebody busted out a really nice bottle of wine, and she loved it, and it was The Prisoner. Like it's just all coming together. And The Prisoner is a wine that I've known about it for a long time. It's famous because it's like kind of rule bending in a way. It's a red blend with kind of like some interesting varietals. It's not your run of the mill cab or Pinot or what have you. And it will change the way you think about what a red blend can be, because it's so good. It's very drinkable. If you like red wines, whether you like a juicy or a dry, like
it's got you covered.
It's got you covered. I think that's what's so great about it, is that like no matter what type of wine drinker you are, you're gonna like this. The Prisoner Wine Company, they do things differently. They like I said, they're bending the rules. Plus, beautiful bottle.
Yeah.
I don't like to push picking wines by their labels.
But come on.
But this is a beautiful label.
Yeah.
That's just gonna. Yeah. It's impressive. It's actually by an artist, Francisco Goya. Did the artwork here. It's smooth, it's rich, it's approachable. The shape and the weight of the bottle, you know that this is the good stuff, basically. The blend, it's bold and it's complex, and they do have other stuff, by the way. If you're not sold on the red blend, guess what? You can go to theprisonerwine.com/CLBcool. CLB Cool. You got to drop the U.
Yeah.
There. For 20% off.
What?
Plus your shipping included.
See, that's a deal.
This. You know how much these bottles weigh? What is this, 20 pounds?
Shipping wine is very expensive.
It is very expensive.
20 pounds.
It is very, very expensive. 20% off plus shipping included on your first purchase.
Wow.
Get it in time for the holidays. This is the best deal they have available.
Wow.
It's not going to get...
That's great. Seriously, that is great.
Get 20% off plus shipping included at theprisonerwine.com/CLBcool. Offer valid is on first-time online orders only for U.S. residents of legal drinking age through December 31st, 2021. Other exclusions may apply. Please enjoy wines responsibly. Rebate requests from alcoholic beverage retailers, wholesalers, or anyone suspected of submitting fraudulent requests will not be honored or returned. Limit one offer per household, name, or address. For more information, contact customer service at theprisonerwinecompany.com. Other exclusions may apply. But once again, man,
big
just
news.
very,
Big
very
news.
big news. This is exciting.
Yeah.
And they were nice enough to give us a bottle
Fantastic.
here, and I'm looking forward to it, man.
That won't last long.
It will not. This is This is a one-nighter is what this
Yes,
is.
sir.
All right. Let's talk. I wanted to wrap up here, or wrap up my domain shopping trip experience. I talked about SuitSupply, great experience. I briefly mentioned the women's shoe selection, where here are your options right now if you're a woman buying shoes, at least at Nordstrom. You got runners, chunky runners, and then also like performance runners. So like Rag & Bone does a runner, Nike does runners, and then they got like your On running, of course, because, you know, that's the On and Golden Goose are competing for how many sneakers they can have out at the F1 track this weekend. Right. You got Birkenstocks and slide sandals. That's number 2. Lug-soled Chelsea boots and Doc Marten style boots. And then your Golden Goose and your Golden Goose knockoffs. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Those are heels, class. You know, there's always some heels in the mix, but like, I don't know. It just feels very limiting. But the weirder scene might actually be over on the men's side, where there's like all the Nordstrom stuff to boot New York and Echo dress shoes and 1901 loafers or whatever the brands are that they're carrying in house. And then they've got some, you know, the On and the Nike, just like over on the women's side. But then for designers, they carry one brand, at least at the domain, the north side domain location of Nordstrom. And they carry a lot of it. And it's Alexander McQueen.
What?
The big platform, chunky sneaker. They've got like 7 different colorways of that. And I'm not seeing McQueen sneakers like I'm seeing Golden Goose.
Right. They should trade in the McQueen for the Golden Goose men's.
Yeah, it's very, very strange. They've got McQueen boots in there, and I don't know if this is like if it's a deal that they have.
Yeah.
Or if everything is so boiled down and statistically based that they're like, Austin Northside, we're selling the shit out of McQueen. Load them up. You know, I know, like, that's, if you're a buyer or a merchandise person at a big company like that, it's numbers, man. Yeah. It's numbers that you're looking at. It's not, I have a hunch this will sell.
A lot of data. So
I guess the data is telling them to have 18 different Alexander McQueen options, but just a really, really strange mix. Like, that is not a shoe section that I walk around and I'm like, I could pick something up.
Right. And they had the Nike React 87s when they first came out.
Did they really?
Yes.
In store?
In store.
Wow. Yeah, that's yeah. I don't know. I don't know what's going on over there. It's a strange mix. The other store that I walked into and that I wanted to talk about is TheRealReal. Now, I think your wife has had good experience on the RealReal. Have you purchased anything?
No.
Okay. I don't love their website.
Yeah.
It's everything looks bad on their witebsite because no matter what size it is, they're putting it on like the same mannequin.
Yeah.
There's no styling done. So it's just, it's like it is presented to you in the worst way possible.
Yeah.
Basically. And I know that you can get some real deals and steals on there, but other times it's like, it's a pre-owned piece and it's like, it feels like it's 30% off. Mm-hmm. So it's sometimes the value doesn't feel like it's there. Mm-hmm. The store was an entirely different experience. They have put a lot of thought and money into the physical location, the physical stores. Mm-hmm. It feels really nice when you walk in. It feels like a luxury store. And I didn't really browse around the women's section too much. I focused on the men. The men's section was smaller, naturally, but it was divided into 3 like little capsules, essentially. So there was like, and you know, they all had kind of cute names, but one was like going out or night out. One was like sporty athletic, and the other was like, you know, more traditional kind of not business casual, but like polo guy, Burberry guy. Mm-hmm. And the best thing is that they're carrying stuff that we don't get to put our hands on here in Austin. So they had like several pairs of like the crazy Gucci denim jeans or like a really, really neat Gucci denim jacket. They had the sports athletic little section had a bunch of Supreme in it. Huh. There was Off-White, there was Heron Preston, there was Elder Statesman, there was like, so it was like a mix of like the big brands. There was Prada, there was Cucinelli, and then also some of the smaller, more niche stuff that you might be on the lookout for as well. And I know we talk about how clothing feels, how like the weight is such a big thing right now. Man, with this expensive designer stuff, it's like I think that one of the reasons why people have sticker shock or like can't believe that people spend so much is because they've never actually like handled or felt the clothing.
Right.
Because when you do pick up the Gucci denim jacket, you're like, okay, this is different.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, like why this is different than what's at Abercrombie, but it is, or wherever else, you know what I mean? J. Crew, the other mall stores, and then even stuff like even a contemporary label like Rag & Bone, like this is built different, as they say. It just feels different. The hand is different. Everything, like there was a Louis Vuitton t-shirt that kind of had like a cargo pocket on the chest. I swear to God, this t-shirt weighed 5 pounds. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it's just, so it's really, really nice to be able to put your hands on the stuff. Pricing, again, it's not like you're going to be like, oh my God, this is such an incredible deal. I have to try this crazy ass pair of jeans. But it is good enough to where if you are shopping around, you know, got something burning a hole in your pocket, you want to spend a few $100, like it is like, you know, it'll be a $2,500 Gucci jacket that's there for $600. Yeah. So if it's something that you saw on Essence or Mr. Porter a year ago or whatever, and then here it is and it's your size, it'd be tempting to snap some stuff up there. There's sneakers, there's off-white sneakers, there was a pair of Dunks in there, there's bags, there's accessories, there's sunglasses. And I know that they're opening up more and more of these, and it was I will definitely wander around in there again. And
I'd love to see it in person. It's like a better UAL.
It is like a extremely well curated UAL. Yeah. Yes. With I would say more like UAL is very much like the odds and ends.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's not very good for men.
And it's you're like every once in a while like something kind of slips through the cracks at UAL.
Yeah.
The RealReal is like, you know, there's some quirky stuff in there, but it's also lots of stuff that probably did sell at full price once upon a time.
Yeah.
And it's just, I was impressed at how well, very big range of sizes. So you'd be flipping through stuff and like, you know, it wasn't all larges and extra larges. There's smalls, there's mediums. They had a little bit of something for everybody in there. I talked to one of the guys there, and speaking of the data points, what I thought was interesting was like, it's very clear that not everything in the RealReal is brought in by Austin people.
Yeah.
What's the word I'm looking
Sellers?
for? But consigning.
Yeah.
Because that's how the RealReal operates. And, you know, so they're curating for stores specifically, like we talked about with Nordstrom. And then I was like, so how long does stuff hang around here?
Right.
And he was like, well, and he kind of answered indirectly. He was like, well, it depends, you know, on how busy we are sometimes. And so I thought about that, and I was like, okay, so this is so data-based that what they're doing is that, and most physical retail stores, at least ones that are bigger companies, have like a tracker at the door. Mm-hmm. So it counts how many people walk in, counts how many people walk out, and then you can obviously take your number of sales that day, or you can get your average spend and your conversion rate, basically. But so like that's essentially what they're doing for how often the turnover is if this piece has been there and 5,000 people have walked through and nobody's bought it, it's gone.
Going back online.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And he said they also get new stuff pretty much every single day of the week. So they're constantly adding to the
thumbs through it, gets the good shit, puts it aside, and the rest goes on.
Yeah, I mean, if employee discount there is similar to what it is at other retail locations, then they are getting a good deal.
That's the way stuff. I feel like UAL always operates. By the time I'm in there, you know, that's a good. All
point.
The good stuff's already been handled.
Yeah, it's probably right. But yeah, I was pretty blown away because I walked in there kind of not knowing what to expect or expecting something a little bit more just kind of messy and harried.
It's in Nordstrom?
No. It is
its own location.
It's its own location.
I see.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to the fucking domain then.
Yeah, so if you have a RealReal, maybe one just opened where you are, because this one in Austin has not been around for long.
No.
It's worth checking out. Even just for the experience,
just to handle that stuff.
Yeah,
great.
Exactly. Okay, our last topic for the day, Phil. Halloween. Always gets brought up. People want to know the costumes. I'm not going to run through like the Terminators and the Patrick Batemans, the ones that are like easy go-tos. I want to talk a little bit about like the popular costumes and then what I've got going.
Okay.
2 big ones this year. You're going to see a lot of Squid Games.
It's a group costume.
If the costumes arrive, producer Randy, his might not come. His might not show up. Yeah. It was rushed. It was a rush, They had to churn these things out very quickly. Think you're going to see a lot of Ted Lassos.
I'm familiar with the show, but does he have a specific thing that he wears?
Yes.
Like a vest?
It's coach stuff.
Yeah.
And then he's got the mustache. You wear a mustache and a white visor and you're Ted Lasso.
Okay.
That's and aviators if you want the sunglasses too.
All right.
But he's kind of got like the Mike Ditka DeBears thing going on that SNL kind of made fun of in the early 90s, late 80s.
Well, kind of like the Reno 911 costume was huge for
Yeah, Dangle, Lieutenant Dangle. Yeah. Anybody with a mustache is
and sunglasses
is pretty like feel like that's a very recognizable one. So I think those are going to be the two big ones. And then I had a couple good ones that people told me about. You seen the movie Promising Young Woman?
No.
Carey Mulligan's character in that is kind of this like vigilante female taking down the bad dudes out there, and she's got very like distinct looks and costumes in the movie. And it's kind of a thriller, kind of scary, kind of, tense parts of that. So I think it's fitting for Halloween. She's also, you kind of get the idea that is she killing these dudes or not? Not to spoil anything, sorry. But so I thought that was a good one on the lady side. And then one of our listeners told me that he's going as Draco Malfoy, Harry Potter, to bleach the dome. He's going full bleach.
Oh, nice.
Love a costume that excuses something insane like that. So I was also, if you celebrity-wise, MGK or Bieber or who else was I thinking about? Frank Ocean has like the color, like the short colored hair that you could do. So that's. I'm also. I love any excuse. Pierce your ear.
Damn.
Pierce your ear for a costume.
Wow,
I've thought about it. I've been close.
Here.
I've been close.
All right. I know you like a dangly.
Yeah, I sure do.
One of these days we'll get Barrett to do this on air. Producer Randy.
So I've got a classic that I'm running with this year. Where's Waldo?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, AKA Where's Wally for our friends across the pond. He's called Wally over there.
Really?
Yeah, different.
So
name.
why this? What are you doing?
Well, Laura is dressing as Carmen Sandiego.
Right. Good.
There you go.
Okay.
Now it's yeah. So it's a little makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's that's probably I'm sure that's been done before. I was very tempted to do Nandor and not Nandor, Nadia and Laszlo from What We Do in the Shadows. But that's my type of costume where I would nail that. It would be incredible, and then people would be like, "What is this?"
Yeah.
But it'd be so good. But that's what I usually do. It's too on brand. So I'm just throwing it back to something that everybody will know.
Yeah, dumb it down.
I'm dumbing it down.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going dumb casual.
But I'm sure you will elevate the Stum. Dumb casual. Dumb Stum.
Yeah. Well, what do you got?
I'm not gonna dress up probably, but if I did, it would be this lady from the Way Down documentary. There she is.
Yeah, she's a character.
Look at her. Flip through these.
She's already in costume. Yeah, this hair is insane. This popped up on HBO Max.
You should watch it.
Have you watched it?
Yes.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's only like 3 or 4.
Okay. It looks pretty damn good.
This is going to spoil it if you read any of these
And I'm not
captions.
reading. Well,
Okay.
there are no more pictures of her hair in here
she
anyway.
is ridiculous. Look at her.
Yeah, the hair is insane. I immediately thought she's like a cult leader, new religion, but I saw it and I was like, Well, what do they say in like Dallas, Texas, right? The higher the hair, the closer to God.
Right.
Does she say that? Because if not, she should.
I don't know, but she was very close. So close, in fact, that she was God.
Right.
You know, a direct prophet.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it worked. The hair. I mean, obviously.
That's a very good. That's a very good one, and I love going for this one. Gwen Shamlin is her name.
Shamlin.
Guy or girl, do this one.
Right.
This is a good one.
If I end up dressing up, this is what I'll look like.
Holler at me. We still got a podcast next week before it's actually Halloween. So
Yeah,
I wanna see pictures. I want to hear what else you guys are dressing up as. Give me some creative ones, give me some classic ones. Don't care. Just let me know. Best place to do that, probably on our Discord. Get access. Patreon.com/clubcool. Great way to support the podcast. And of course, please check out theprisonerwine.com/CLBcool.
That's a deal.
And headspace.com/clubcool. Thank you so much to today's sponsors. Last thing here today, Phil, with regards to this Halloween costume. I've also been invited to a party where the theme is canceled.
Ooh.
Which at first, I thought was like, ooh, that's fun. That's edgy. Yeah.
Everybody goes as a canceled celebrity.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
somebody?
Broad theme, canceled, whatever you want to do with that. But that's obviously where my mind went. Then the more I started thinking about it, I was like, I don't know if I want to dress up as like a racist or a murderer or a wife beater or,
Well, here's the first thought that came to mind is that you're going to be in some group photos with some people that take this a little too far, and then somebody's going to cancel your ass.
Yes, exactly.
As a result of the
exactly. Yeah, I'm getting a little nervous about this.
Hey, but it's great press, man. Think about it. Get your name out there, boost the pod.
Getting a little bit nervous about that. I had two obvious answers. Like John Gruden, get like a Raiders visor and a black polo, and you're John Gruden, but. Again, man, like you said some really nasty stuff. Like I don't know.
I don't need names, but what is this?
And then like Johnny Depp, I guess, could be one.
Was he canceled?
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, he lost his role in the Harry Potter movies.
Harry Potter
or the Fantastic Beasts. So looking for feedback on that one too. I don't know. I might have to skip this. I might have to excuse myself. Like you said, lest I be canceled myself.
You're correct.
All right, we're all out of time today. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Thank you, Phil. Thanks, producer Randy. Y'all have a great weekend, and hit us about those Halloween costumes. We'll see you next time.
Adios.